friends. Welcome back to Live with Roxy on this decent Monday. I'm going to say beautiful Monday, but it's just really totally fine. Had a good run of it. I'm doing okay. Monday. It's a decent Monday. Don't know what the fuck's going on with my hair, but everything else is A-okay. Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mattingly arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Are those names starting to stick for you guys? Brett, Miles, Jonathan, those names that are starting to ring into your head on this day 16 of us saying it. I believe it's 16. See how many we fucking have to say it for. Larry Lee's in the house right now, guys. Hit that like button. Survived my first day back. Congrats, Larry. Hope the theater was okay. Happy to have you here. Thanks for reminding everybody to hit that like button as we fill up this live chat right now. Thank you guys for being in here. Half of you have already hit the like button, so let's get that really going. A ton of stuff going on in the world today. Some good, some bad, some fucking stupid. It used to be the good, the bad, the ugly. Now it's the good, the bad, the stupid. That is 2020 in a nutshell. McDonald's is suing their recently fired CEO for alleged sexual relationships with 3 employees. We'll talk about that. Antonio Banderas, for his 60th birthday, announced that he is solo because he is quarantined because he contracted COVID. Woof. Garth Davis is going to be directing Jared Leto in a Tron film. Tron. Can talk about that. Santa Clarita, if you don't know what I'm talking about, holy shit, did Twitter have a surprise for us today? And not a pleasant one. What the fuck? What the fuck? This is another cop story, so get ready for that later on in the stream. And then, probably in the stupidest of all the stupids, taking the stupid cake of all the stupid cakes, because he ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, the front man for Smash Mouth. Yes, that is right. Steve Harwell had a Smash Mouth concert with thousands of people and did some stupid ass shouting. We will talk about that. Plus a Roxy's Advice Corner. Excited for this one today. I've been basing a lot of my advice corners off of the polls that I'm doing on Instagram. So I do want to talk to you guys today a little bit about that. That's a little hint, a little tease. But I do want to start also by saying cheers to you guys. Cheers for making it through another fucking challenging week. We are on Monday. We're ready to do this. We are in the middle of the biggest race battle of our lives. We are in the middle of a fucking massive global pandemic. And we're fucking getting through it every single day. So pat yourself on the back. Cheers to you. This is tea, but if you got something stronger, in Europe, it's like 8 hours later. So maybe you're having wine. Or maybe it's just a manic Monday. All right. Cheers to you guys. Let's start with a couple of things going on in the Streamlabs and the super chat, and then we will get into the news of the day. That's streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Appreciate every dollar, means the world to me. Thank you guys for all your support in here. Matthew Gold in the Streamlabs said, Happy Monday, Roxy. Have you heard Shia LaBeouf has been rumored to be playing Iceman in the MCU? Do you like this casting? Wow, I haven't even heard about that rumor. Who said so? Who said so? I would be curious. Oh, The Loop reported this 5 hours ago. Play Crazy Games. Mickey News. I think Shia LaBeouf can literally play so many roles. He's fucking incredible as a performer. He's an unbelievable performer. So, yeah, I don't know much about Iceman because you guys know I'm much more of a DC person than Marvel person. But probably this would be good casting. They usually have good casting. Let's see what this says. Oh, it came from We Got This Covered. So it's possible that this is true. It's possible that this is not. Marvel's hoping to land him as Iceman in their new X-Men reboot. Previously, MCU was supposedly considering LaBeouf to breathe life into Moon Knight, a rich vigilante character similar to Batman. And while the site reports that LaBeouf is still in the running for that role, the powers that be are supposedly more interested in him taking the X-Man character on. So, yeah. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted, and as news comes on about that, we can continue to talk about it. But thank you for asking the question, and thanks for bringing that onto my radar, Matthew Gold. Really appreciate it. Going over to the super chat for now. Let's see. Matthew W says, curious what you think about Jericho's band having a crowded show. A crowded show. What did they play? And a lot of people came to the concert. I didn't even know. Let's see. Jericho reveals why Fozzy is resuming concerts despite the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 has wreaked havoc. This is coming from Sportskeeda. The pandemic still raging. Fozzy recently announced they would resume touring. This includes 2 performances at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, the first of which was last night. The show, so it was last night, and this was written on the 9th, so this must have been 2 nights ago. He said, we actually did 4 shows this week, and the reason for that is we had our Save the World tour, which was originally scheduled for April and May, but it got postponed to July and August, then got postponed to October and November. 4 shows remained in August, and I was like, how? The shows are in South Dakota and North Dakota, and we have one in Fort Madison, Iowa, which is right near the border of South Dakota. The reason why the shows have happened is because these states of North Dakota and South Dakota have low COVID cases, less than 1,000 in both states. I think Florida has 9,000 today alone. The venues are either outside or they're half capacity. We're sold out tonight in Minot, with I think 50% capacity. Last night we were sold out in Sioux Falls with 35% capacity. We hand out masks at the door, the temperature checks. We stay at the bus. We stay on the bus all day, and the Fozzy crew and camp have been tested. What do I feel? Here's what I feel. I fucking am obsessed with Jericho. I adore him. I think he's an amazing human being. Do I think this is the smartest move for bands to be having concerts? No. Do I think them being at 30% capacity is much better? Yes. Temperature checks, being in states with a small amount of cases, masks, those are all great things. Is this something that I would go to? It's kind of like, this is what America is, to be free. And in the same way that, like, I believe that you should have freedom to, is it great to drink all the time? No, but is that what our country is? Yeah. Do you have the freedom to go to this? Yeah. Do I think that you should right now go to a concert? I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. And I would tell Chris that I said that. But I understand why they're doing this, and I appreciate that they're taking the precautions that they need. And we'll see how it goes. Little nerve-wracking, though. A little bit nerve-wracking. Katie Robinson, the Good Witch, says, made my bed today. It feels great. Go, Katie. Guys, I hope a lot of you take that advice. I really, really hope a lot of you guys take that advice about the bed making. It's life-changing. I'm fucking telling you guys, it changes all areas of your life without you even noticing that it's happening. And before you know it, you're a better spirited, more organized, better environment, better energy human being. Let's go back to the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn Caesar says, hello, Roxy. Love you. As always, thanks for hanging out with us today. Hope you and the Rockstars band and all have a sunshine-filled rest of your day, and that you can get high on moments of love, laughter, and fuck yeah news all day long. I love that, Glenn. Bunnies to you all. Speaking of bunnies, Glenda, Susie, the good bunny in the house. What? Peace, love, and hugs to you too, Glenn. Really appreciate you. You are such a rock star, literally, figuratively, in all the ways. Yes. All right, let's talk. Shall we do some talking? That's all we really do on this show. So no shit, we'll be doing a little bit of talking. All right. In the news, Antonio Banderas contracting COVID. I'm putting this story in the rundown today because first of all, who the fuck knew that Antonio Banderas was 60? I mean, he is the sexiest 60-year-old. Like, what? But I think it just shows you like the at-risk group, which is the 60 and above or more at risk. I think it's important to put a face on that. And Antonio Banderas testing positive for coronavirus is like, this can happen still. People are thinking because we're out of that first wave or whatever the fuck it is, like this is happening every day, all the time. And he said, hello, everyone. I want to make public that today, August 10th, I am forced to celebrate my 60th birthday following quarantine, having tested positive with COVID-19 disease. He put that as a picture alongside of himself as a young child. I would like to add that I feel relatively well, just a little more tired than usual and confident that I'll recover as soon as possible following the medical indications that I hope will allow me to overcome the infectious process that I suffer and that is affecting so many people around the planet. Keep in mind, we just still don't know the long-term ramifications of this. So, he says, I will take advantage of this isolation to read, write, rest, and continue making plans to begin to give meaning to my 60th year, to which I arrive full of enthusiasm. A big hug to everyone. What a great attitude and outlook he has on this. I love that if you do have COVID and you do have to quarantine, he's making the best of it and he's trying to use his time to read, write, and all this stuff. But at the same time, just none of us are fucking safe from this and we have to be as careful as possible, and scary. It's really scary. So this is less of there's not much conversation to be had about this. Just wanted to point it out to remind everybody it can happen to anyone. It can happen at any time. So just be as safe as we possibly can and keep it moving. Yeah. So for me, that probably doesn't include going to concerts, but to each their own. Because again, we have to figure out ways to live our lives soon, to live our lives still, because this is happening. Do you guys want to talk about McDonald's? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That's McDonald's, right? I'm loving it. That's got to be their thing. McDonald's, guys, is having a little bit of an issue, a rough go at it. They are suing their former, recently fired CEO, Easterbrook, because allegedly he lied about having relationships with his workers. This was posted on a lot of different business sites, but this one that we'll be reading today is coming from CNBC. McDonald's is suing its former CEO, Steve Easterbrook, by the way, funny last name, for allegedly lying during the company's internal probe into his behavior. The board terminated Easterbrook in November for having a consensual relationship with an employee. The company now alleges that Easterbrook had sexual relationships with more employees and lied about it. McDonald's is trying to recover millions in compensation it paid out to former CEO Steve Easterbrook by suing him for allegedly committing fraud and lying during the company's internal probe into his behavior, according to a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The fast food chain's board announced in November that it had terminated Easterbrook for having a consensual relationship with an employee and tapped Chris Kampzinski as his successor. I don't know either of their names. Quote, McDonald's does not tolerate behavior from any employee that does not reflect our values. That's from the new person who wrote that in a letter about the lawsuit. Quote, these actions reflect a continued demonstration of his commitment. End quote. McDonald's now alleges that the new information about Easterbrook's actions came to light in July, prompting further investigation from the company. A probe allegedly revealed that Easterbrook lied to the company and destroyed information regarding his inappropriate behavior, including 3 alleged additional sexual relationships with employees before his firing. None of the employees have been named yet. It doesn't say yet. I'm just saying yet. It just says none of them have been named. The complaint alleges that Easterbrook told investigators in October that he only had one relationship with one employee. Newly uncovered evidence includes dozens of nude or sexually explicit photos and videos of women, including images of the female employees that were taken in late 2018 and early 2019 and sent as attachments from his corporate email account to his personal email, according to the lawsuit. Easterbrook allegedly deleted those photos and emails from his phone before it was searched by an outside investigator. Easterbrook also approved an extraordinary stock grant worth hundreds of thousands of dollars for one of the employees while they were involved in a sexual relationship, according to the complaint. An anonymous report about an alleged relationship between Easterbrook and his employee triggered the July probe. The board said it would not have signed a separation agreement with Easterbrook had it known about the alleged conduct. Instead, it fired him without cause in the hopes of avoiding a lengthy legal dispute with him over whether his behavior crossed the line into dishonesty, fraud, illegality, or moral turpitude. McDonald's is suing him in Delaware state court to recover the compensation. So this is a lot. This is a lot. I mean, this is going to be millions and millions of dollars, but it's kind of interesting. And well, first of all, the most important thing here is to figure out like consent, not consent, whether people were getting more financial benefits if they were having sexual relationships with him or sending him nudes or whatever it was. That's obviously crossing several lines. Different companies are allowed to have different rules about whether or not you are allowed to have inter-office workplace dating, and especially when you are the CEO, it's really never not a power thing. If you're the CEO of McDonald's and you're dating somebody under you, it's hard to not see that as a little bit of a power dynamic. And especially if there's multiple women, it's not like he fell in love with one woman and this one woman was the exception based on this new evidence. It seems like there was several. And, you know, guys, like nudies never really go away. I'm not saying don't send them because that would be silly to say because so many people do. But just be careful who you send them to. Be careful. Maybe don't send them to, I don't know. This seems like it's not on the people who send nudes for sure. But like, you just want to protect yourself and cover your own ass sometimes. And sometimes this can get you in trouble, including him. Just like, ooh. What do you guys think about this McDonald's situation? To me, I feel like probably we wouldn't be reading about it unless it was very apparent and true. And he did probably try to delete things, but I don't know. Curious your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the super chat. Let me know in the Streamlabs. Just let me know in general. It seems like a lot of you guys are talking about workplace relationships and nudies in general. I guess they're just nudes. Why do I always say nudies? Zeno R says, don't have any kind of sexual relationship with your underlings. Yeah. Yeah, and you used a work email for it. Yee. Cover your ass, literally. Eek, 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 eek. Eek. All right, moving on, because I guess okay. Garth Davis is going to be directing Jared Leto in a Tron film. Honestly, this is one of those things that I was like, do I want to talk about this? I don't even really give a fuck about this, but I know a lot of people do, so it's worth just bringing up. That's kind of the extent of it. I don't know the Tron movies well. I think that I really liked Lion, which was Garth Davis's movie. I thought that was excellent. Jared Leto, I seem to be hot and cold on sometimes. I think that he's great in some things and okay in others. I think I like him more than the average person. He seems to get a kind of bad rap. I don't exactly know where that comes from, but it's interesting because Lion was so in a different wheelhouse than Tron seems to be. Yeah, and it was really beautiful and excellent. That movie was fucking phenomenal. 2016, Dev Patel, Nicole Kidman, Rooney Mara. It was really, really beautiful and well done. The true story of a life lost and found. Yeah, it was really, really good. So I'm more interested in this project now that he's attached. Jared Leto being attached doesn't get me into it that much. And yeah, Jared Leto could get Me Too's cinema. This is part of my thing with him. Like, I really believe that the Me Too movement started a little earlier when he was doing shit like sending used condoms to Margot Robbie's locker or dressing room or trailer. Like, that's sexual harassment. You can't send used condoms, and like, even if you're trying to get into character, and sticky magazines and shit to your co-stars, you just can't fucking do that. So to me, that's like disgusting. But as an actual performer, I think he is really he does good work. But I'm just iffy on it. But you know, we'll see how this turns out. I'm interested to watch it enough. And yeah, honestly, like I said, this was not even going to be something I really talked about because I'm not like a massive Tron fan. But at the same time, I know that people have thoughts on this. I know that Daft Punk is rumored to also do the soundtrack. So that seems to be getting people really excited too. And I like Daft Punk a lot. So that would get me more excited. Do we believe that Jared actually did that? Says Jared Smith. I mean, it was confirmed by like literally every single cast member and reported by like the biggest publications. So, and has never been denied. So yes. And dead animals too. Sending them, it's just disgusting because this is like part of the part of the Joker character. And where would the rumor like that start if it wasn't true? And also, you would think it would be like vehemently denied by the studio. So, yeah, I do believe that to be so. Let me know what you guys think in the super chat, in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. If not, we will continue to move forward. By the way, 153 people watching live right now, 80 thumbs up. Let's get those thumbs going. My views and thumbs and comments after the fact have been way down. They've been way down. Okay, it's a nice song that I put on right now. Speaking of songs, ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Steve Harwell was looking kind of dumb in his concert with Smash Mouth. Yo, this was like, what the fuck are you? Why did you shout this? I saw this going around Twitter and I just was like, oh boy. Just like one too many loud noises, one too many things happening. So thousands and thousands of people gathered at a Smash Mouth concert despite the pandemic. This was in South Dakota, though, so apparently they have a lot of low cases. But that wasn't the part that bothered me most about it. The part that was the most concerning was allegedly not allegedly, because I think there was video of it, what he shouted, the front man, which was, "We're all here together tonight. Fuck that COVID shit." Yeek. What? What? Why? Why did you shout, "Fuck that COVID shit"? We're all here together tonight. Fuck that COVID shit. Yeah, it's on footage too. Like, what you want to say is like, I know we're all here together tonight despite what's going on. Please stay 6 feet from each other. Enjoy the music. And we're so lucky to be here and alive, and take care of your loved ones. Fuck that COVID shit. I mean, like, on one hand, I agree. Fuck that COVID shit. But when I say it, I mean, like, COVID sucks, not it doesn't exist. Like, when he says it, it sounds more like, is it real? Fuck that COVID shit. Come on. Come on. You really believe in that shit? Like, that's what it kind of sounded like. And it was just like, oh boy. According to the event's website, the organizers encouraged attendees to follow CDC guidelines and promise hand sanitizer would be readily available. Guests were told they would need to have a mask upon entering the venue. However, footage from the concert showed little in the way of social distancing or face coverings. So that's kind of a nightmare. Yikes. Yikes. Oh, guys, just like going to a concert during this time. How? How? Mm-mm. Not for me, not for your girl rocks. What do you guys think? Do you think fuck that COVID shit? Just wondering. Fuck that COVID shit. Okay. Okay. Also, in the world of fuck no news, but less stupid and more just like fucking infuriating. Infuriating. Did you guys see the Santa Clarita video? So I don't know. Do you guys know how on Twitter sometimes things trend in for you, but they don't trend for uh, other people because it's not near where they live? So I have no idea if this made national news or whether this was just trending in my area. So I don't know if you guys know what happened in Santa Clarita, but apparently, okay, so I'll give you guys, I guess TMZ did publish this. It's so interesting the things that TMZ does publish. The At 8:23 a.m. Pacific time, the LA County Sheriff Department tells TMZ the 911 call came in as an assault. Okay, wait, how do they do their articles? I'm always confused with TMZ. Like, do you read from the top or there's other? No, okay, that was an update. Here's what initially happened. The LA County Sheriff are under fire again after pointing guns at 3 black teens who actually needed their help following several 911 calls. The incident went down Friday in Santa Clarita, so this was days ago, and I only just was hearing about this, about 35 miles north of Los Angeles, so Santa Clarita is really close by. And you see in the video a bunch of deputies roll up. So there's this video where the deputies are rolling up on as several other deputies are already pointing their high-powered weapons at these teenagers who have their hands up. So Tammy Collins, the mother of one of the teens, says her son and a couple friends were sitting at a bus stop when a homeless man asked if they had any crack and then tried to steal their stuff. She says the man became super aggro, ripped his shirt off, and pulled a knife on them and attempted to stab them. She says the kids fended the man off with their skateboards. Tammy says several 911 calls were placed, and all but one claimed the boys were the victims. But one caller, she says, told the dispatcher 2 black guys were attacking a homeless man. The deputies have their weapons trained on the teens, as bystanders explained that they were the victims, but the cops were unmoved. So in the video, you see like these cops are, thank you so much. Sorry. It's Santa Clara. No, it was Santa Clarita. It was Santa Clarita. Okay. In the video, you see that the bystanders are there, like yelling at the cops, like, you're on the wrong people. What the fuck is happening? And the cops aren't just not moving. And so it's unclear if the teens were placed under arrest. We have no idea if the cops detained the homeless man or if he was around when they even arrived. And then the update came this morning that says the LA County Sheriff's Department tells TMZ the 911 call came in as an assault with a deadly weapon, specifically 2 adult males hitting another man with a skateboard. The kids were detained, and after deputies spoke with them and the witnesses, they were released and no arrests were made. The department doesn't know what happened to the homeless man. But like, this man pulled a knife on them, and just like, these kids are fucking teenagers. Yeah, Adam Sessions says worst part of the video is the cops saying I understand and then doing nothing to correct it. I know. But it's like, how the fuck again? And like, you guys know you're on camera. And this is the best of it, when they know they're on camera and they know they have to behave. But like, what happens if they're not? And what happens if we're not in the middle of this race war, BLM? And what happened, or whatever, like, however you want to describe this time period, like, I'm scared for those fucking teenagers. It's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. Just watching the video, just sitting there thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with these cops? These are kids. These are fucking kids. And they have skateboards. You guys have guns. They have skateboards. And that counts as a deadly weapon? The homeless man had a knife. What? I mean, I learned about this in high school. I guess a shoe can count as a deadly weapon. But, like, you have guns and they're on teenage boys who are black, which is relevant to the story because if they were white, would your guns be on them? I don't know the answer to that, but my theory is no, because they're skateboarders. They're teenage fucking skateboarders. Shitty. Really fucking shitty. Sorry for the fuck no news today, guys, but I see all these videos and I'm like, come on. Like, this is fucking America. Land of the free and home of the brave. What is fucking brave about that? And how are they free if you can't be on a fucking park bench with your teenage friends skateboarding? How? Fucked up. So let me know what you guys think in the super chat, in the Streamlabs, and in the comments. Going to the Streamlabs, going back to something else, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stratterstone. Fanboy says, feeling mixed on this new Tron movie. I would love to hear another score from Daft Punk if they do come back, but Jared Leto is what's making it mixed for me. Let's see what happens. Still wishing Disney finds a way to freeze you and carbonite for Star Wars. Yeah, you're not the only one with mixed feelings for sure. It seems to be like the internet is super torn on this. Jared Leto's name being attached to a project just doesn't seem to help the project in any way anymore. Just doesn't. So there is that. All right, guys, moving on to, I guess we'll do a little bit of Roxy's advice corner. It's a little early to get to it, but not many things coming in the Super Chat or Streamlabs today, and we have covered the majority of our news. So I will just talk about this because last night I tweeted out a lot. So I've been doing these AMAs on Instagram, and you guys have been asking me some unbelievable questions, and there seem to be similar themes for a lot of them during different times. And right now, relationships seem to be huge for you guys on a lot of your minds. Relationships, how to find somebody, how to keep somebody, how to win. Win is a word that I'm not using that people are writing to me about. Win somebody. How to show somebody you love them, how to not come on too strong. There's just been so many relationship questions. And by no fucking means am I a relationship expert. I'm clearly not. But what I will say is I'm a really, really phenomenal partner when I am in relationships. So I have some thoughts on this. And one of the things that I tweeted out yesterday, it wasn't a trick question, but I was interested to see what people's thoughts were. What I tweeted out was, who should you love more, your partner or yourself? So far we have 2,400 votes, and 27% say your partner and 73% say yourself, which is interesting. So about 1/4 for your partner and 3/4 for yourself. I was kind of surprised. I thought that the numbers were going to be a little more even. A lot of people bitched about the fact that there wasn't a both answer. That was the point. Obviously, if you could say you should love both equally, then so many people would have just picked that. But I wanted to see what people said when you had to pick one or the other. And here's what I've kind of figured out. And I don't know if you guys will feel this way. But, and yes, Susie, I agree. You can't love someone else until you love yourself. But that's not about who should you love more. This is for people who do love themselves. This is not for people who do not love themselves. This question is for people who do love yourselves. Because if you do not love yourself, then you're not in the place where you can even have a partner. So when I ask about partners, you need to be whole and you need to love yourself before you can be with somebody. This we know. This we know based on past experiences of millions of people. So here's what I believe to be true. That both the 27% and the 73% are correct. But here's the trick. What just happened? What was that noise? Here's the trick. The trick is you and your partner need to have the same answer. That's the trick. So, because one of you needs to be receiving the level of love that puts you first. So, if both you and your partner believe that you should love yourself more than you love your partner, then you love yourself more than you love your partner. They love themselves more than they love you. And you're doing okay because you're going to make sure you put your needs first, and they're going to make sure that they put their needs first. And so you guys are, when you're talking about things and you're compromising, they're going to bring their needs to the table. You're going to bring your needs to the table, and you guys can compromise from there. It can't be a fight. You still have to be willing to compromise, but at least somebody needs to be standing up for each member. If you both love each other more than you love yourselves, then there's somebody bringing your needs to the table. So if my partner is Glenda and I love Glenda more than I love me, I'm going to make sure when we're talking about things that Glenda is being prioritized, and Glenda is going to make sure that I'm being prioritized. So as long as your answer with your partner is the same, I think it will be okay. Where we get into real issues is when you and your partner have different answers. If I say that you should love yourself more and Glenda says you should love your partner more, now I'm putting me first and Glenda's putting me first. And that causes major issues because Glenda then is never fucking first. And that's fucked up for Glenda. And Glenda deserves to be first. So, or vice versa. If Glenda's putting Glenda first and I'm putting Glenda first, then I'm never being put first. And so when you're in a relationship, they talk about this as like, are you a giver or a taker? And often relationships have one giver and one taker. And if you're the taker, then you don't even really usually notice that there's one giver and one taker because you're getting your way a lot. If you're a giver, you might hold this resentment because you feel like you're giving and you're not getting back in return. So there has to be that equal level of give and take. I liked our amazing mod and friend, PLD, Paul Denuzio, said that he doesn't believe either situation is true. It's not that he loves himself more or loves his partner more. It depends on who needs the love at the time. And I'm sure that his wife feels the same way. And that's why it works. Depending on who's in need more, you can kind of pivot. And I think that that's pretty incredible. So Legaltland says, loving yourself first doesn't mean that you are a taker, though. No, it doesn't mean that you're a taker. That's why I said that these are two different ways of looking at it. It doesn't mean that you are a taker. Because if you love yourself first and they love themselves first, then you're both being covered. It would only be if you love yourself first and they love you first, in which you might start being a taker. Does that make sense, Legaltland? Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. And so I do think it's important when you're sussing out a relationship, especially at the beginning, to try to figure out where you guys lie in terms of that. I mean, not too early on because you don't want to freak somebody out, but at some point, you got to kind of figure out how it is when you guys come to compromise, who brings what to the table. Yeah. So it's just something I've been thinking a lot about as you guys have been asking me for a ton of relationship advice, and I want to be as helpful as possible. That's something I think is really important. Let's see. The Belford. Hey, Billy Belford in the house. What? Someone's gracing us with his presence today. He said, sometimes self-care and self-awareness can be more important than self-love. Find a partner that loves you as much or more than you love yourself. I think that that's really beautiful. And I think that that works for some people. Different people have different things that work for them. But self-care and self-awareness are incredibly important. I don't know that they're more important than self-love, but can be equally as important and also can lead to self-love. So, getting deep on a Monday. Don't I know it? We still got a whole fucking week to go. PLD in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strier said, much love, Roxy. I'm actually all in on the new Tron, and Leto can be good, so I will choose to be optimistic. PLD, choosing to be optimistic. Also, PLD has awesome major life updates. I don't know if I'm allowed to share them, but just everybody send bunnies for PLD because fuck yeah, he's killing it. Appreciate PLD and everything going on in your life right now. In terms of this show this week, I still haven't heard from Amy Dallin. I reached back out to Dorian. I don't know why I can't seem to get in touch with him about being on this show, but I'd like him to. Steph's going to come on Wednesday because Wednesday night we have another episode of Whirl Girls. We're going to be doing an AMA this week, so that'll be 6 p.m. Wednesday. Don't miss it. We're really excited for all the questions that come in, and we all give very different advice. It's going to be like a Dear Abby kind of thing too. So pretty excited about that. And then, yeah, let me know what other guests you guys want. I know that either night or tomorrow night or Wednesday night, one of these 3 nights, I will be doing a Patreon stream at night. Thank you, Glenn, for letting me know or pushing me on that. I need it. Let's see. Ben Rayner says, random, I know, but did you like Doom Patrol Season 2? I think I liked it more than Season 1. I only have seen the first 3 episodes of Doom Patrol Season 2. I've just been very, very slow. So I need to be watching it more, and I will. Just been slow. And now with Big Brother on, takes priority. By the way, Big Brother last night. Who's with me? I mean, like, that episode was fucking awesome. I will say, way better than the first episode. Oh, guys, this season's going to be lit. It really is. Glenn Caesar in here. Roxy, just curious, did you get my Patreon DM? By the way, I just got to say, it's kind of weird hearing Glenda over and over as I'm typing this message. Although I sort of feel like someone keeps calling me but doesn't remember my name. But no worries. Glenn, do you not like Glenda being the name? We can change the name if you don't like it. Yes, I did get your message. I appreciate it. And I get everybody's messages, and I love you guys lots. All right. I am going to be, yes, you do need to watch Big Brother. That's so true. I am going to be getting out of here now. I love you guys. I'm just surrounded by all of your gifts and love and all of the things that you guys have been so generous with and awesome and supportive, and couldn't get through this time without you guys. So thank you for putting me first. I will continue to put you guys first, but also remember to put yourselves first, and I will try to do the same thing. Danny Joyce, Danielle Ramirez in the streamlabs.com/RoxyChar says, dropping in to show some love. Thank you for always being a light in this crazy, dark world. It's only dark right now. Hopefully not forever. Danny, love when you jump in. Thanks for being here, honey. Appreciate it a lot. Glenn says, no, the name is cool, but it was kind of trippy. I get that. Well, also, we made Glenda. Glenda is a non-binary bunny, so they, them. Okay, getting out of here again. I'll see you guys tomorrow, live at the Roxy, 1 p.m. I think those were all the updates that I had to give you guys. So yes. And leave comments on this video, please. It really does help with the 150 of you guys watching live right now. If you could give a thumbs up and write a comment afterwards, let me know what guests you guys want me to book. Let me know what topics you guys want me to talk about on tomorrow's show. Let me know how you feel about any of the stuff that we discussed today, whether it's Jared Leto or Tron in general. What you think about the McDonald's situation, Antonio Banderas, Steve Harwell, the smash mouth dude. All right, love you guys a lot. See you tomorrow. Stay safe. Try to stay happy. We're adding make your bed. You guys know that fucking matters. I'm staying on you about it, and figure out if you and your partner are on the same page about loving yourself for loving the other person. Just make sure that you are getting supported by somebody. All right. Love you guys lots. Bye.